good evening. Another welcome from Friends of Kilsyth and another cooking. And tonight we're looking at making a meal out of things that you might have in your store cupboard, in your fridge, old vegetables, something you can make. It's pita or wraps with roasted honey vegetables and beans in a spicy tomato sauce with a few other additions. You'll see it's raw. As usual, they'll put up the list of ingredients and you can make it at home. So first of all, what I'm doing is I've just got a load of mixed vegetables here and I'm just roughly chopping them. The sort of softer vegetables I'm leaving quite bigger, but there's some potatoes in here and a bit of turnip and carrots. Those I'm cutting quite finely, and I'm going to roast these in the oven. So just some bite-sized pieces because these are going to go in the wrap. And you don't want big chunks of. No, you wouldn't want to come across that, for example, in your wrap, would you? So let's cut that up a wee bit. And these are the vegetables I have today is red onions, potato, turnip, carrot, leek. I've got a couple of green peppers that I found lurking in my salad drawer, and I've got a chilli which I'm considering whether to put in or not. We'll have a think about that one.
Debatable.
And today, instead of putting fresh garlic in here again, I'm thinking about although fresh garlic keeps in your cupboard really well, you know, it's like an onion that keeps for ages. But I'm going to try using where is it? I thought I had spelled it. So I used fresh garlic. I thought I'd brought. I forgot to bring my dried garlic. You can get this garlic salt. I was going to use that tonight for it, but we won't because we put it in the bag. So it's obviously sitting out on my kitchen work surface, going, take me, but I didn't. So the vegetables are nice and clean. They're all chopped up now, and I'm just going to put them all into this bowl where I will season. I'll put the peppers in, but I'll leave them for a wee while because they won't take nearly as long to roast as this. So here we've got just get so for the vegetables, we're going to have to add some salt. As we know, salt helps the vegetables soften and cook evenly. That doesn't look very even. I'll cover it up a bit more. Salt, a bit of salt. Now I'm going to season this. So we put a little bit of salt in, just a wee bit more. I'll put some pepper in. I'll get some pepper. And I'm going to put in a little bit of honey, because honey roasted vegetables can be quite nice. And a friend of mine gave me this honey. Her dad actually produces it from her. I don't know where he lives exactly. And I don't know if he's got a huge garden or something. I don't think he has, but I'm really interested to know how you would do this because I think a teaspoon of honey would probably be enough. Let's see. No one to add more of, I think so. Look at that, it looks lovely, isn't it? I had some on my porridge this morning. It was delicious.
My granddad takes in his tea.
Right. Oh, it smells lovely. It smells really nice and fresh, which is doesn't it? I used to not like honey, and I'm not a great fan, but I'm trying to get more into it. And this one I like. I think some honeys taste awful kind of waxy. I don't know, you know. This one tastes quite nice. Put another little bit in. Another sort of half-wee teaspoon in there. We'll give it a good mix round. So that's a bit of honey. I'm also going to add just a little bit of paprika to the vegetables. That'll give them a kind of smoky taste. So they'll have the sweetness of the honey and then the kind of smokiness of the paprika. I thought that might be quite a nice kind of combination. So just put some of this in. Shake maybe about a teaspoon's worth around. I'll just give this some toss it in to mix it all through. Stuck to it, honey. And then I'm going to just put a little bit of olive oil in here too. And that'll just help the not all the vegetables cook evenly and caramelize. So just a little bit of olive oil. That's only about a tablespoon, probably not even that. Just enough to coat it. I like to do this in a bowl rather than, I mean, you could put it on the baking tray and, you know, just pour the oil over here, but I think it's more wasteful doing it like that. Whereas in this bowl, you know, you just pour a little bit over. That's all I need. And that looks okay. Now just scraping this on this honey on the back of these spoons. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to put this baking tray here. I'm just going to put the vegetables onto the tray. I'll keep an eye on the vegetables. If it looks like they're burning before they're cooking, what I'll do is I'll just add a little bit more olive oil, and that'll just help them cook rather than burn. I'm going to spread this spice out as much as I can so that they cook evenly. We'll put the oven up nice and hot, about 200 degrees. So, and this is a fantastic oven in this place. So it's so good to have a proper oven. Kind of I hate my own oven. It's like a toy oven or something. It just doesn't. I want to turn it up a little bit. It's still not hot, you know. Right. So I think these can go in there. It's nice tray of vegetables. Let's see. I'll just keep them on the top of the oven. Now, while they're roasting, I'll prepare these vegetables now. I'm just making tomato sauce to go. As well as vegetables, it's going to have beans now. I've just chosen beans. These are a tin of mixed beans that I had in my cupboard. Because this is a cupboard. We're doing a cupboard.
Do you find your garlic?
Eh?
Do you find your garlic?
Yeah, but this is fresh garlic. See, what I think I must have done, I must have had the fresh garlic and the dried garlic, and I was going to bring both.
Right.
But I obviously brought just the fresh. But I'm just going to put one clove of garlic right into the tomatoes for the sauce. So this is a bit similar to when we did the pasta. Same kind of sauce, really quick and easy. So just peel a garlic clove. Just going to put in one because that's a nice big fat one. And I'll just pop that right into the tomatoes. They're just cooking away. And I'll put a wee bit of olive oil in there. Not too much. And a wee bit of salt. And I'll give that a wee stir of it. I just want that to cook down to a kind of nice tomato sauce. And meanwhile, I'm going to prepare these peppers. So the vegetables, I reckon, will take about 30 minutes to cook. So it's something you can stick it on. You're doing some other things. You don't need to really keep your eye on them too much. They're in the oven, they're just cooking away. Obviously, if you start smelling burning or something, I would take a look. And just have a look at them just to make sure that you don't need your oven up a wee bit maybe, or maybe down a wee bit, or maybe have to, put a wee bit more oil on. Something so. Let's cup it. And these green peppers, I just had them in the bottom of the fridge. So just the kind of thing that you forget about. Forget about how much to use them. Again, cut them up small. I mean, this pepper, it's really, if you look at it, it's past its best. But it'll be fine cooked. See when your if you get vegetables and they're starting to look a wee bit withered, don't worry about it. You might not want to have them raw in a salad like that, but they'd be perfectly fine, cooked, roasted or boiled or something, it wouldn't make any difference to them. So don't be throwing things out just because they may be looking a wee bit old. And we all get old. There's no need for discrimination, age discrimination. So you put the chili in or not?
I'm leaving it to you.
Well, I'll think I'll cut it and see how hot it seems. That's that green pepper. Another few minutes and you're in. Okay, right. Where are we now? What I'm going to do is put these in damp paste slightly, and I'll put them on the teacher.
I've always wondered why people put water on them.
Yeah, because otherwise they'll dry out. And see if like if you buy pizzas, they dry out really quickly. See if you just run them under the tap and then stick them in the toaster. Brand new.
Fine.
Yeah, brand new. A lot of people are put off pizzas because they get hard so quick. Honestly, you just run them under the tap for a second till they're completely like that, and then stick them in a toaster or in the oven. I'll put them in the oven to you because oven's on. Yeah, that's them, and I've got salad. That's going to be for prison. Yeah. And this, I'll just take my eyes and put it over the bowl, not the perfect. And right, let's see how this is doing. What the heck? I think we're going to go for a wee bit chilly because we've got the yogurt dressing, which will bring it down, you see.
We do need some heaters up outside.
Exactly. Doesn't smell too strong, this. No, the chuck you cut it into big chunks that could be identified.
How strong is it?
Don't think it's too strong. Let's see.
Fine.
Fine. I'll just cut some up. Stick it in. It's not really not strong top. Sometimes these peppers, they kind of get some on this. I'll take the seeds out. If you're using chilies, always remove the seeds if you don't like them too, because the seeds are really hottest.
All right, okay.
So if you remove the seeds, it's always going to be a bit cooler than with them. I'll cut these into circles so that if you did identify one and wanted to remove it, you could seeds out of the middle here.
Ooh. Nice and crispy.
Yeah. Let's see. Oops. Just leave that cooking. Oh, these have got to be roasted as well. I'm going to roast these in the oven too. They're just going on the baking sheet as well. Just a wee handful of them, just roast them. Yeah, I'll do that now. So just a small handful of almonds, like 20 or so. Put them on a wee baking tray. You can toast them on the toppers of the oven. I'm going to set the ovens on one side. I would have if I hadn't moved this tray over. That's doing nicely. Let me see how this is doing. So that's just tomato, the garlic powder and olive oil in there. I won't put these in until near the end so they're warm. And one thing I thought of was tonight we're going to just make them like that so they're like just a wee folded sandwich. But I thought if you made that, say you made that tonight but you wanted it for tomorrow or something, you could make them all up, you could put them in an oven dish with the tomato sauce that's left. You can pour that just around the edges.
Right.
Put some grated cheese over the top, put some tin foil over it, put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. The next day, and then it's just all warmed up. It'd be like a bit like an enchiladas or something like that.
Right,
So
okay.
you could do it like that as well. We're not doing that today, however. And the cheese we're using is just Parmesan because that's again what I have in the fridge. Anything can be used, you don't need to. That's one thing. See, when you're doing recipes or anything like that, I very rarely have every single ingredient for a recipe. I almost never have all the ingredients or the ingredients they ask for. So I'll just swap something out, one thing out for another. Exactly. And if I don't have it, well, I mean, obviously, if the recipe is a roast chicken, I don't have a chicken to do it. Makes it quite difficult to follow that recipe. But if it says, you know, use paprika, and you don't have paprika, well, you just say, oh, wait a minute, I've got something else. I've got pepper or I've got parsley, but you can just adapt anything, you know. Let's see. I need to keep my eye on the they won't take very long if you don't want them to burn. While I'm waiting for that, what I'm going to do is there's going to have a wee yogurt topping, so I'm just going to make that. And it's going to be served over it or on the side, whatever you fancy. So it's just Greek style yogurt. Now this is high in protein, so that's another good addition to the dish. So this is a low fat, low salt, and it's very healthy. I've added the beans for extra protein. Now I've added beans because they were in my cupboard. If you had maybe some cooked meat or some cold chicken some sausages, anything that you had, you can cook up, or you could just, if it was already cooked, just add it to this as a replacement for that. You could put chickpeas, you could put anything you fancied. And into this is just yogurt. I'm just going to put in here a wee bit of salt, a wee bit of pepper, and some fresh parsley. So I'll just make that up to some. So this is just some parsley. Let's just take some of that. And then take off the stalks. I could cut it, but I don't like the stalks of parsley. I prefer just the leaves. That's really what should be to give everything else to the horses and things like that.
Yeah, you use the stalks on it for like presenting as well. Couldn't you?
Exactly, exactly. I mean, the stalks are edible, but it's just a wee bit more, just a bit, they're not as, a bit tougher than the leaves. So, you know, for presenting, maybe I would use, if I was going to present, use something to present, maybe, oh, that's not a good one. Right, I'll find a smallish one. So like maybe something like that. There we are, for presenting. I'll put that on top, something like that. But we'll see, we'll find one that's good. Right, but what I'm going to do with this, do you ever want to participate in the cooking? Do you want to do anything?
I don't know.
I mean, you could do, because that's what we keep talking about, or not talking about it. But how is this going to evolve? Are we going to start inviting people in?
As far as my mum's been told, she's
Yeah.
going to start bringing a family in a low level budget.
Yeah, and then they can help. They can watch, and if they want to, they can try. So they're probably watching. They can find out.
The only thing we've got restrictions with is like
where they can eat.
where you were also thinking about doing maybe a program with Case and getting the service users down.
Oh, I did love that.
But we've sometimes got groups of 10, and it's how do you space 10 people out? Bearing in mind you've got 2 fire doors, you can't block fire doors and things like that.
Aye, so but wait a minute, someone could be behind that kind of, someone could be on this side of it, couldn't they? Someone could even be over there. We could probably manage it. Would they sit down? How long would they be sitting waiting for? How were they good at sitting around? I suppose they're all people who probably are.
Ah, yes, I would say so.
Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be good. I bet they would enjoy it.
I think we'll probably just focus on the family thing now.
Aye, exactly. That's easier to manage. Well, that would be good. And we could, do you know, if we're going to do that, I think what we should do is, before the family come down, find out if there's any allergies, anything they really don't like, anything, but they're going to have to just fix it.
Base around them.
Exactly, but I mean, but if they say they don't like any vegetables, or you know, we're going to have to re-educate them there, because some families are like that. They just don't know.
That's it.
It's like you didn't think you liked spinach, and then you tried it and you liked it. So here we've got some. I'm going to just add this here. So I've got the yogurt with a wee bit of salt in. So it'd be quite nice if I had a little bit of lemon juice maybe for this as well, or some cucumber cut up in there, but we don't have it today. So just a bit of fresh parsley in that. That'll just give it a nice fresh taste. And that'll be part of the dressing. This is getting messy. So I've got my compost bin today. It's full. I didn't want to go eat it, so I didn't bring it. I can smell it. Let me see if it can be saved. Sometimes if you do something like this, let's just see if you get them off the hot thing, get them on there, let me just look at them. If not, I'll stick some more in.
They look all right. I didn't bother.
No, but not fun. Honestly, what did I say to you? The almonds, they go like that. They were fine, and then just all of a sudden, they're hot. all of a sudden I just smelt them. So I just put another wee handful on. Almonds, round 2. The burnt those crushed almonds. So there's a gossiping. But you can roll in. And these tomato sauce is good also.
See, the problem is, if I was to do something right, I would probably do lasagna, spaghetti bolognese, but they're longer, where your meals are short and sharp.
Aye.
They're like, I would probably do like lasagna, but you need to brown them in, add it in, let the boil, put it in the oven.
Aye.
So it would be like.
Takes longer. Well, I'm trying to choose recipes that I'm thinking about can be done sort of like manageably here. You know, some other recipes that do take longer, but I'm just trying to think. But to be quite honest, most I get loads of recipes. When Louis was wee, he had to have a cooked meal, but he had a cooked meal every lunchtime, so that was me that produced that. And I was working at the same time, so I had to find ways of making a cooked meal under an hour, half an hour, 20 minutes, something, whatever I had. So I became adept at getting things done quickly. And just bring this out, not going to bring it out for good, and just having a look at it. Just going to give it a wee move around. So much. So I'm going to just add now the pepper, so just put them on top. Let's put a little bit more just the peppers and pepper salt for the peppers. So let's put some so I'll put the peppers and the chili in there. I'm going to add a little bit more salt onto those vegetables. And a little bit more olive oil. These are whole peppers. Again, I could have done this right in the bowl. So let's mix them around. It smells nice. It's when you add the olive oil, it just smells lovely, such a nice clean smell. Right, again, I'll just smooth these, spread them out. So they're all cooked evenly. Back in the oven. Every 2 more minutes, 2 minutes for the oven before we forget. And then go in the bin. And we're good. There's amazing quickly, just walking. I don't like to bad until they're completely
I'll
walking.
tell you what you want.
Okay, now it's really so they're just so that one that's a bit broken, you can see it starts to go brown in the middle, so that's perfect. Would take very long. And I'm just going to finely chop these. I'll leave them to cool a bit because I'm roasting. Here we are. Because I suppose it makes sense because they're mostly fat, they're really compact, so there's a lot of calories in them, and so they're you wouldn't eat loads of them, but just that the reason I'm adding almonds is they add sort of extra oils and proteins, and they also just add a wee bit of texture. Because I was wondering, in case everything was just all sort of the same texture. So, like that. Just tomato sauce is fine. Where's your mum going to get the people from to come?
Might just put an advert out.
Oh, aye.
Or what we might do is, I'll cut this bit out
Right.
the people that have been coming to us for support,
See if they're right and interested, yeah.
because that would be good to show them you don't need to spend a lot of money to support your family in terms of food.
Oh, exactly. Like give them tools to be able to do it. Because maybe if they don't know how to cook, but then not everybody knows how to cook. Not everybody's getting an idea how they would put sort of a meal
What
together.
I probably would do if they were to come down is I would get the recipe off you a couple of days before it, type it up, and that way they're actually getting the recipe
To take away with them, yeah. And see if we're supporting with food, we could even have a wee food bag with the basic.
You could do with
sort
apply
of
for funding
things.
for it.
Aye, so if we had, I mean, it might be that we give them like something to, if it was, say if it was fresh meat, we might not give them the fresh meat, we might give them money for that, but see if it was like tins and all that could get into there.
Yeah.
That's everything you need, plus buy 2 chicken breasts or whatever, and then you can make the meals, yeah. That's a good idea. I'm going to chop these now, and let's put one. And where do the families come from that you just support women?
Just local.
And how do they reach out to, because I'm unsure, how do they reach out to? Or is it just people that become known, or?
Just if somebody says something, somebody finds out.
Yeah, that's struggling, so we can give you a hand, yeah. So just chopping up the almonds, they smell delicious, roast almonds are lovely.
What I've been finding out recently is like we've been supporting families, and then they maybe get a load of stuff here like Williams and say, "Do you need stuff?" And they'll turn around and say, "No, we've just had a big delivery." So
We've just did a big delivery, what do you mean? From where from?
of food. Like say for instance we support a wee family and we get Alec Graham's usually the one to give us a load of meals and stuff. And we'll go back to the families we've supported during that month and say we've got extra, do you want some? But some families have said, "Oh, it's not right, I've just had a Tesco delivery."
So they've got
they've actually
themselves?
So we're thinking, well, are they just using us as a stopgap?
Yeah, maybe they're not managing, they're just not managing their money probably, because if they can afford the Tesco delivery, they've obviously funds coming from somewhere, they're not. So maybe, see, that's another thing. See, I think we should be thinking about how to help these families. I think teaching them to cook is one thing. Teaching them to budget is another.
Well, see, Stephanie that does the mental health. She's a qualified debt management.
Oh, is she? Yeah, that's good.
So
because I'm sure that's part of it, you know, like some that family you're saying, maybe, you know, they're bringing it from, and this is just this might not have any truth in it. But if they're buying from Tesco's and then maybe they're having takeaways for another 5 nights, then maybe they think, right, they've got 3 more days a week, maybe the money left. Because these 3 nights are takeaways, that could have fed them the whole, because a takeaway is not, although it's not as expensive like going to a restaurant, it's not a cheap way to eat.
Definitely not.
You know, when you think even if you were not to cook your own food, but to just to buy food from the supermarket prepared, you wouldn't spend as much as a takeaway, you know. Yeah, it's kind of multi-layered, doesn't it? It's quite
Yes.
complex. So just cutting these up, not too finely, because we don't want them like powder. But nor do we want half an almond in there. You know what might be quite useful for family? A kind of store cupboard list, a list of things to have in the store cupboard, you know? Things like that, dried fruits and you know, like nuts and things like that they can use to make a more substantial meal.
I think that's probably what we'll do. When we do get it, we'll put a pack together. So they're away with not just the recipe, but they're actually going away with money management. They're going away with how to be healthy and eat.
Yeah.
And you never know, you might just throw them back in the cupboard.
Yeah.
They might be that.
Yeah, exactly.
But at least to know that we know we've given.
We're giving them the help that that could be given it. The thing is, you can lead them to water. You can't make them drink. That's it, can you? You know what I mean? So you can give them all the help they need, and then it comes down to whether they're actually willing to take it on.
Yeah.
But for example, if they get kids or something, it really is everybody's responsibility.
You think of the kind of meals that a kid would eat, you know, it's like 5 minutes. Chips and sausage and beans.
Right.
You know, it's
Right. Away. Let's see what this is. Let me see how the sauce is doing now. So it's quite concentrated. I wanted to, I don't know whether you can see that, if you can see it at all. It's the, so the tomatoes have boiled down quite a lot. The garlic clove is just like pulp. Now you can just mash that into the tomatoes. So that's that. That's that done. I'll just mash it up a wee bit. Garlic. Another good thing about doing the garlic like this, it really doesn't taste very strongly. So if you have raw garlic or just maybe fried garlic, it can be quite strong taste, but when it's done like this, it cooked down into something that really isn't very strong. You're not having the pasta?
yeah, no.
That's got it as well. That's just is it right? All so into this thickened tomato sauce, I'm going to put the beans. In this case, it's beans. Chickpeas. Get that warmed up. And we want it. A bit tidy, not just. And who are the service users? Do you know are they unemployed? Are they what do they have problems with addictions or what?
It's a mixture.
I can imagine it would be actually people that are working and don't earn enough, which are a lot of people.
We've had people that came to us because they've either had to feed the family or get their food fixed in the car. They don't get the car fixed, they can't go to work. And if they get the car fixed,
They
they
can't
can't
feed
go
their
to family.
family. Aye. What a shame, isn't it? What a terrible situation for people to get.
With the utility prices going up as well, it's only going to get worse.
Oh, it's going to get really bad. The utility prices are up, national insurance going up.
Is it?
National insurance is going up to 4%, and it's going up 1.25% in April.
Okay.
So it's a tax everybody's going to have to pay. Council tax is going up. Rent prices is going up. Everything's going up. Really, I can imagine anyone that's struggling just now must be despairing what to think of what's to come. Closer to, let's see. Just needs a wee bit more. It's getting there. Put a wee bit more salt on. I'll try a bit first actually, but you can actually, it doesn't smell salty enough to me. I'm going to try a bit of potato. I think that's probably one of the, or carrot. What takes longer? Carrot probably. Yeah, needs more salt. Not far off now though. Really not far off. Yeah, sit that back in the oven for a wee bit. I would say just another maybe 5 minutes in the oven.
Anybody try?
Was it min beans or something with it? Well, filled at home, you can get one of these in a bit as well. So, right. So I'm just going to these. I've run these under the top so that they're nice and wet, and I'm going to just put them in the oven for just a couple of minutes. I'll just put them down the bottom shelf. Just the beans are nice and hot in here. Oops. And you could serve this, you could serve it with chips or something like that. We could just serve it with a wee mixed salad. So just put some salad in the bowl. And just tear it up a wee bit because these leaves are sometimes a bit big. Just tear it up.
I never have a sausage in that.
What, tearing it up? Yeah, sometimes they're just too big to manage. And you're like, how do I get it in my mouth? I've not got mouth to for it, you know, you're like trying to get your salad in your mouth. No, it's not good. So I just tear it up like that, so that rather than being that like we've been like that, it's a manageable size. Then onto that, put I always dress the salad practically always in the same way. Salt, bit of vinegar. I need to fill this up, that's why it's not coming so well. A bit of vinegar and some olive oil. Mix it. So let's just see how things are doing in here. Something like that. You see how quickly these do as well?
Yeah, they're toasting really quick.
Yeah, so you've got to keep your eye on everything like that. I'll put them back in just and turn them over. They're warmed all the way through. I'll turn them over and put them back in just again for another couple of minutes. It really doesn't take very long, and then we can start putting things together. So keep a leaf in case that's the one I'm going to use, or we'll select another. Some light up. And we're nearly there. So we'll just put them onto plate. So let's now order. I'm thinking beans, cheese, vegetables, sauce and nuts, or nuts and sauce.
But you want the nut. You don't want the nuts to fall out, so you want the nuts to sink into the sauce.
Yeah, so well, they could. Well, let's try. Let's see what it looks like. I'm also going to do some chop up some more parsley just to sprinkle on top. It's been more chefy. Let's try like chefy sometimes. Good to get these out. No doubt. Look at that. So I'll take a couple. I think I'd say a couple. Yeah, good portion for kids. One would probably be enough for kids. One of these with a wee bit of beans or chicken, whatever the vegetables and all this, and a wee bit of salad or a few chips, and that would be a great meal. I think we'll put something off. Let's see how. There's the vegetables there. Forget in a second. Closes this. Okay, right. Let's put them together then. So I'm going to put the beans and tomato mix. This is your protein part, really, here. Put that at the bottom there. And then on top of that, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese, and that will melt. So it'll be through the heat of the vegetables and the heat of the beans. This will melt, should melt very nicely. So it's Parmesan I'm using, but it could be anything you got. Cheddar. Goat's cheese. Goat's cheese wouldn't melt very well, but it probably tastes quite nice. Now that's that. So let's just get some veggies in now then.
In the middle.
This could be quite fun actually, even if for a family. You could have this at the table, you could put all this in bowls and everybody could
I was just thinking about that, you could have it in serving bowls.
Exactly, and then everyone could tell their own, make their own, and so I've done that then. Now, I'm going to just put a little bit of this, the yogurt and parsley on. I'll just put a bit of that, just a little bit on here. I'll put it on one and I'll just leave it in the bowl for the other, so just in case someone doesn't want it. I'll just sprinkle a little bit of almonds over that. And
you could actually put a Stick.
That's what I was just about to say, a
Stick.
cocktail stick would be
Cocktail
good,
stick.
wouldn't it? And yeah, I'm going to put a bit of this on this too, because I think it kind of binds it together. It needs a wee sauce. When I'm looking at it without it, it does need a wee sauce. And then the almonds on top. And then we'll put these here like that. And then we'll just put the salad. It just go directly on the plate. But we've got it. And there we have, you've got it. That is vegetable wraps with honey roasted vegetables and beans. That's it. Should we take a picture of this?
All I'll do is I'll take a picture separately.
Yeah, exactly. That was it.